at Jim Coughlin. Like, I'm not that translucent.
Yeah. Jim's pretty white. Jim is really, like Jim. You can see right through Jim.
Yeah.
He's really white.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not so white that I, like, watch Bill O'Reilly and Sean Hannity and go, man, I totally get you guys. I'm, like, not that white.
Thank God.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you would be
But
really
Jim
far
is,
right.
but he doesn't get it.
Yeah, I have to hold back. I mean, I'm naturally drawn towards the far right extremist view, and I have to go, hold on, maybe that's not right.
Yeah.
But what I've learned basically is in studio, I've gotten the biggest laughs of my entire career just by eating an egg salad sandwich in front of Jan Karam.
Exactly.
If I could just get an audience of Jan Karams and one full egg salad sandwich platter, I'd have a career.
Or just take the platter with you on stage next time you do a show.
It's just funny because in between, while like when you're talking, he just like goes and takes a bite and then a sip of his whatever Subway.
He's hungry. He needs nourishment.
It's pretty funny though.
I think Jan's making it very clear that this
banana.
show needs to launch. We need to get our video camera running.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We need studio cam.
I think it would be fun. Yeah. But let's definitely tweet those photos I took.
Sure. Let's do it. Let's do it.
We'll put it on the show website. Okay.
Okay, so let's talk about Ferguson. Ferguson, Missouri. And also the entire fucking United States of America, which is some fucking bullshit.
It's goddamn. What about, there's another kid that got shot at Walmart for holding up a BB gun or whatever.
Well, that was, a guy shopping for, he was shopping for a BB gun.
Again with the guns, though.
In the aisle where they're sold.
Right.
Somebody calls it in, and of course, first thing you do, shoot, and of course he's black, so it happens right away.
When did that happen?
Right.
I missed that one.
That was actually before.
That was
unless it's a new one. There was one about 3 weeks ago.
The Walmart guy?
Yeah,
Okay.
And it's literally
I guess it's just coming out now.
I mean, his last thought had to be like, I'm fucking shopping for a BB gun where they sell BB guns, and I'm getting shot to death.
Oh, yeah, that's why the dad was able to talk about it last night, because he wasn't broken up and stuff.
Yeah, and, of course, in Ferguson we had Mike Brown. Yeah. We had another guy who a week later, not even a full week maybe, had a knife. Now, he didn't hold the knife up, but they said he did. Mm-hmm. And, of course, then the video camera captured the fact that he never had it raised, and they blew him away. Mm-hmm. What I've learned is that basically all of our police departments, all they think about is lethal force.
Right.
They're always going to go.
Force.
Meanwhile, in Europe, some of them are trained to actually do what they do in our movies, which is go for the knee or go for the leg.
Right. To disable first.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Randy's...
Yeah, go ahead, Randy.
Randy, you're all right? He's like, sounds like, and he's having
I'm going to be okay. I just... it's disgusting, and it makes, we've militarized the police, and racism still exists. You got people like Sean Hannity and Bill O'Reilly and Ben Stein that are so out of touch that just keep stirring up old white people to be afraid of black people that it's disgusting, and it's really embarrassing that we haven't progressed at all. And these people that don't understand white privilege, or Bill O'Reilly that says, what about the poor officer? He's Bill O'Reilly's completely white raged that no one's concerned about Officer Wilson, who shot an unarmed black teen, and now they're even saying that same unarmed black teen, the facts of the case, that they can't even say that because somehow, that's preferential treatment or whatever. I was talking to a friend of mine who happens to also be African American and has kids about my age, and it's such a stark difference in how you raise your kids and the things that you think about. He lives in San Francisco, and after Oscar Grant in Oakland. And his boys just kind of now going, just got out of middle school. And but he had to have that conversation back then when he was in middle school about, making sure that cops can see your hands, don't fuck with the police, like things that we don't think about as white people because we just raise our kids and we don't have to worry about, like, if Mike Brown was a white kid, he wouldn't have got fucking shot. And anyway, I'm gonna get off my soapbox because I get kind of fired up But
you ought to.
Yeah, I'm just.
What about the 90-year-old?
I'm the opposite of white raged.
Yeah, well, it seems like it's becoming more and more clear that a woman is raped, and the first response is always, what was she wearing? What was she doing in that bar? In one case, a woman, I think it was a judge actually, said, she was drinking alcohol. And it's like,
right.
I don't know, there's probably 100 million women who drank alcohol last year, so all of them should have been raped, I guess. So it's always like, what were you wearing? And then if a black kid or a black adult is killed by the police, well, obviously, what were they doing that they deserved it,
Right. Yeah, but he stole those cigarellos.
And that's what we're told. Of course, the store says is not saying there was a theft. He had marijuana in his system. Well, I don't know anybody. I actually know people who smoke marijuana who do not then become violent. Mm-hmm. Right. It tones you down. It's actually decreased crime in areas where it's been legalized. So to then say, well, he had marijuana in his system, well, that actually hurts your case. Because that's more reason to think that he was mellowed out.
Right.
And
but he wasn't even doing anything to be violent.
Yeah, and I guarantee you that they did not check the blood alcohol of the cop. I bet you they did not do the right thing, which would, when you're in a car, when you're in an incident like that, sometimes at least.
And that guy's not talking, right? Is he not talking?
No, I haven't heard anything from Wilson.
No.
No, he's not talking. It is.
It's so disgusting.
It is. I mean, because there's so many different layers to the story, but I think the bottom line is, how can we prevent this from happening again in any other major city? But
it's like the Trayvon Martin. It doesn't even, that was supposed
Trayvon
to be a
Martin
landmark case.
Was guilty of wearing a hoodie, and that was one of the things against him. He was wearing a hoodie. Mm-hmm.
Now, it goes back to what were you wearing?
Yeah.
Talk about Kelly Thomas, who his only crime was having someone else's mail.
Yeah, you tell me about
Kelly Thomas. Yeah, that's also still disturbing to this day. How they just beat him up. And if anyone has seen the video, I want to show that video to no, this is in Fullerton, like Los Angeles, Fullerton area, and those officers were acquitted of that murder. Yeah,
unbelievable.
It's
for me, it's such a different case, but
that one. Oh,
well, no, I mean the case we have here. But what I'm about to say is, the O.J. Simpson trial, right? When that first came out, I'm a middle class, young adult in St. Louis, and when that first happened, you found out that a lot of black people thought, O.J. Simpson was being railroaded by the police. He was innocent, and to me, it seemed so. Like, I understood that there was prejudice by the cops, et cetera, but it seemed like, well, they're going too far. It's like, clearly O.J. Simpson's a wealthy guy. He would be treated differently than some kid in an urban setting,
Right.
And then the more you become aware, it's like, no, you're always treated seemingly as a criminal. If you're black, doesn't matter if you're in Beverly Hills in a nice car or doing stereotypically the right thing. And so it's just, a repeat where you realize, Jesus fucking Christ, nothing has improved.
Right.
Seemingly.
No, it has, right.
Well, here's the deal.
Nothing's changed.
And here's how I've been looking at it, and I've been processing it over the last few weeks. First off, it ain't easy being a cop. Let's just put it out there like that. Yeah. It's a difficult job to do. Nobody really wants to do it except the people that are kind of doing it, and even then, some of them are just doing it to do it. But I think the bottom line is, for me, in terms of how to prevent it, is I think, of course, we can handle ourselves better on the street, no matter who you are, what you're doing. But if you're a minority, there's definitely ways you need to handle yourself to not so-called put yourself in certain situations. But on the other end, I think law enforcement needs to find a way to get rid of, or at least evaluate cops. And there's two types of cops that need to be off the street. These are the cops that are angry, that don't know how to process one case next to another case. If you get into an argument with a homeless person at 2 o'clock, at 2:30, you can't carry that over until the next time you meet somebody else. You got to be able to hold that back and be able to flip that and start over. But there is a contingency of cops that have rage, they just always carry that. Yeah, they carry that with them all the time. They need to be removed, and cops that are skittish and don't know how to slow down a process, they get scared, basically. You know what I mean? And they need to be
overreact.
Yeah, they need to be removed from because you can some of these cases just period. You can if you after you evaluate it and you look at it on the news, there are cops that just if you see some of the videos, some of them just look scared. They don't know what to do. And when you're in those situations, you have to slow it down. The cop has to slow it down. You got people screaming, yelling, and all. You have to be able to. And if those two type of cops need to not be on the street because they cannot handle the situation.
Right. Yeah.
And you don't find people
it's
getting shot.
It's an epidemic, and then on top of it, you exacerbate the situation because now we're militarizing. I think it's something like Jim, you're the numbers guy, but I think it's like over $4 billion worth.
That seems like the number I've seen.
Yeah.
Of excess militarized Army MRAPs and weapons, etc. They're going to police forces without the proper training because the federal government isn't going to train the local police stations. And on top of it, that information is not. We don't have access to it. That's it's protected information. That the government won't tell us who they've given that equipment to and what equipment it is.
It's so insidious.
So at that, on top of the situation that Cordell just explained, and that's a ticking time bomb, man.
Of course,
it's like Barney Fife out of control. There's my joke. Okay, go.
Well, yeah. Actually, there's a great quote from which I don't have handy from Andy Griffith, where his character is talking about how he doesn't wave a gun around because he wants people not to fear him but to respect him.
Right.
And I know I'm quoting a fictional character.
Yeah, but still.
But
from 40 years ago,
Barney Fife he had one bullet. Barney was given. He had. I think did he have one bullet or maybe he didn't even have one bullet.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
but
but
here's the other thing, Jim.
Barney
I don't think there was any black people in Mayberry.
No, there was not.
Not even in the crew. Special episode where Nat King Cole drove down and gave a concert because he was a good buddy? No, maybe not.
That would be funny, actually.
But
that episode never get made into the TV.
It's singing a different tune if there's a scary young black man walking through Mayberry. I guarantee it. But
you know what? It's a fictional show, so I can have it go the way I want it to go.
So what did he say?
No, that's a good quote, and I want to go back to Cordell's point about the screening and training and getting the right people. Police officers. I think the first question they need to ask, or they need to determine, is stop picking these guys that didn't get laid in high school.
Right, because they're acting out their fears, their anxieties, their anger.
That'd be hard. That's like 60% of the force.
Well, I don't know how.
12 cops on the street.
You know what? They've got porn mustaches, so I think I'm not sure. I go with that theory that they were the guys that didn't get laid. Certainly get laid in the porn movies. Yeah, absolutely. But here's something in New York. The court upheld the decision that a young guy who wanted to become a police officer, his IQ was too high. His IQ was too high.
That's true?
Yeah, 125.
Yeah.
And the average cop IQ in New York is 104, which is just 4 points above the average. Now, don't these guys become the detectives who are then assigned to solve crimes? And aren't serial killers stereotypically considered to be above high IQ?
Yes.
How are you going to stop a high IQ serial killer if your average is 104? Where's Sherlock Holmes when you need him? You are saying we don't want Sherlock Holmes on the Force?
Wait, he was too